The first time I saw her, she wasn't the mysterious figure she would later become. She was just a frightened girl, lying half-buried in the smoking wreckage of a small craft that had burned a trench into the meadow behind my family's old farm. Her skin glowed faintly blue under the moonlight, her hair shimmering like threads of starlight. I was 17 then, running barefoot across the fields, chasing the thunder of something that had fallen from the sky. I should have been terrified, but curiosity overpowered fear. Her chest rose and fell in shallow breaths, her body crisscrossed with burns and strange metallic fragments. And though I didn't understand how, I knew she wasn't human. She opened her eyes when I touched her shoulder. Eyes the color of amethyst locked onto mine. Weakly, she whispered words in a language I didn't know, but the meaning was clear in the way she clutched my arm. Help me. That night, I carried her into the old barn and hid her from the world. ### the rescue. Over the next few weeks, I nursed her back to health. My mother thought I was sneaking food for a stray dog, and maybe in a way I was. She devoured bread, fruits, and milk with hunger that was almost childlike. At night, she traced patterns in the dirt with her glowing fingers. Maps, symbols, constellations. She couldn't speak English, not then, but we built a language from gestures, sounds, and patient repetition. Her name, as best as I could pronounce it, was Leora. Leora's craft had been shot down, though she never explained by who. She feared they would come for her, and her panic grew each time the night sky rumbled with distant aircraft. Still, in stolen moments, she laughed like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. I hid her for 3 months. In that time, I learned she was far older than she looked, an explorer from a distant system, stranded in a hostile world. But to me, she was simply a girl who trusted me with her life. And then one night she was gone. I woke to find the barn empty, her pallet of blankets cold. Outside, strange lights shimmered in the trees, then shot upward into the sky. I never saw her again, or so I thought. ### years pass. Time, cruel as it is, pulled me away from those starry nights. I left the farm, studied engineering, and built a life in the city. Yet, no matter how busy I became, I couldn't escape the memory of her. The world moved on, and so did I, outwardly. But in the quiet hours of the night, I still wondered if she had survived, if she had ever thought of me. Decades passed. I became a man hardened by routine, dulled by the endless grind of work and bills. The boy who had once carried a wounded star traveler across a meadow had been buried under years of ordinary living. Until she returned. ### the return. It happened on a rain-soaked evening. I was walking home when the sky split open with light, silent, blinding, unmistakable. A craft descended in the abandoned lot across the street. Not military, not human. My heart hammered with the impossible recognition of its hum. The hatch opened, and there she was, unchanged. Leora stepped out, her hair shimmering as it had the night I found her. Her eyes burning with that same impossible violet glow. Decades had carved lines into my face, streaked my hair with gray, but she looked untouched by time. I froze, unable to believe it. She crossed the distance in moments and touched my cheek with trembling fingers. Her voice was clear now, perfectly fluent, yet still carrying that otherworldly cadence. "You kept me alive," she said. "And I have not forgotten." Could barely breathe. "Leora." She smiled, and in her smile was the echo of every star I had ever wished upon. ### the reward. At first, I thought the reward she spoke of might be material, technology, wealth, something from beyond the stars. And in truth, she did bring wonders. She showed me a sphere no larger than my fist, capable of healing wounds, regenerating cells, curing diseases. She offered me a device that translated any language, human or alien, into pure understanding. And there was a crystal cube that, when activated, displayed entire galaxies in holographic detail. But those weren't the rewards she meant. The true gift, she said, is what you gave me long ago, life. And now I return it to you. She lifted her hand, and light poured from her palm, wrapping around me in waves of warmth. Pain I hadn't even realized I carried. The stiffness in my joints, the ache of age, the fog of weariness, melted away. When the light faded, I looked into a fragment of glass at my feet. I was younger. Not a boy, but the man I might have been had life not worn me down. My body was whole, my strength renewed. I staggered back, overwhelmed. Why? Why give this to me? Her eyes softened. Because compassion must ripple forward. You saved me without expectation, and that act changed the course of more lives than you will ever know. My people live because of you, and I could not leave you to fade without knowing what you had done. #### A journey between worlds. In the weeks that followed, she visited often. At first I thought she would leave again, but instead she asked me to come with her. Her ship was unlike anything human hands had built. Smooth, alive with energy, its corridors glowing with veins of light. I traveled with her across the edge of Earth's atmosphere, glimpsing our world from the silence of orbit. And then further still, to a moon where her people had established a hidden outpost. There I met others like her, starfarers with eyes of crystal hues, voices that carried music in every word. They treated me as though I were more than human, bowing their heads, whispering thanks for saving their lost daughter long ago. But the greatest shock came when they revealed the truth. Leora had not simply survived. Because of the time I gave her to heal, she had sent a signal back to her fleet. That signal had saved thousands of her kind who were stranded in hostile space, cut off from their people. My small act of kindness had rippled outward into an entire civilization's survival. It was too much to take in. I was just a boy when I carried her into the barn. I hadn't thought of destiny or empires. I had just wanted to help someone who was scared and alone. And now they treated me as if I were a legend. #### The choice. Leora offered me what no human had ever been given. A place among the stars. Come with me, she said one night as we looked out over the curve of Earth. Your world has given you little but struggle. With us, you will see wonders beyond imagination. You will not age as they do. You will walk among the stars as my equal. It was everything I had ever dreamed of as a child, staring up at constellations and wishing I could touch them. And yet my heart hesitated. I still belong here, I said. Earth may be broken, but it's home. My people, they're still struggling. I can't abandon them. She tilted her head, her expression unreadable, then smiled softly. Then perhaps your true reward is not escape, but purpose. She left me with a gift before she departed again. A fragment of their healing sphere, attuned to me alone. With it, I could cure sickness, mend wounds, even save lives that would otherwise be lost. Use it well, she whispered. Let the compassion you showed me continue to ripple forward. #### The final goodbye. Leora returned to the stars, but not forever. She promised that one day, when Earth was ready, her people would walk openly among us. Until then, I was to be her bridge, a quiet guardian carrying hope where it was most needed. The years that followed were no longer gray and weary. I traveled, healed, and helped wherever I could, always keeping the secret of the alien girl who had once needed me. And though decades passed once more, I never truly felt alone. For sometimes on the darkest nights, I would look up and see a flicker of violet light among the stars. Her sign, her reminder that I was never forgotten. #### epilogue. The boy who once carried a wounded stranger through the fields could never have imagined the path ahead. I did not become a hero in the way legends are told. But I became something far greater. A keeper of compassion, a reminder that even the smallest act of kindness can echo across galaxies. And though my life has been long, I know the day will come when Leora returns once more. Not to reward me, not to heal me, but to walk beside me as an equal among the stars. Until then I wait. And I look up. For the alien girl I once rescued, the one who came back with a reward greater than I could ever deserve, remains etched in my soul like a constellation that never fades.